Hello guys, so today we are going to discuss about monsoon and its mechanism of formation. So monsoon is defined as a seasonal change in the wind which is accompanied by corresponding change in the precipitation pattern. So what it means that with the onset of the monsoonal winds, we have a sudden shift in the precipitation than the normal times. This word monsoon has been derived from Arabic word mausam which means season, and this word was first used by Arabic navigators who used to take assistance of these winds to move from one place to another for the trade purposes. This wind is the consequence of differential heating of land and water for the same amount of heat which is received by it from the illumination of the sun. All the region which is present on the earth's surface does not have the similar amount of probability for the development of these winds. There is a small region which lies between the 30° north and 30° south of the equator where these winds typically form. The reason for it is the solar illumination variation of this region. So there are several of the monsoonal systems which includes the Indian subcontinent, Western Sub-Saharan Africa, Southwestern US and Northern Australia. The Indian climate is considered to be the typical example of the monsoonal type of climate, which has coined it a special name, and we call the Indian climate as the monsoonal type of climate also. So for understanding the mechanism of monsoon, we need to know some of the terms. First is the land breeze. So it is the air which moves from the land towards the sea. And second is the sea breeze, which is the air movement from the sea surface towards the land. So during the daytime, when land is heated to a greater extent than the sea, the warmer air which moves away from the land surface is taken by the cooler sea air, thus resulting in the formation of sea breeze. Whereas during the night time, this condition completely reverses and we have the development of the land breeze where it moves from the land surface towards the sea. The mechanism which we see here for the formation of the land and sea breeze is similar to what we see in the monsoon. So we can say that monsoon can be perceived as large scale land and sea breeze. Next is the ITCZ. So ITCZ stands for Intertropical Convergence Zone, which is a low pressure region located near the equator. This is not a straight line, but it varies along the Earth's surface, and also it undergoes periodic shift throughout the year. So during the summer in the northern hemisphere, it undergoes northward shift, and in the summer of the southern hemisphere, it undergoes southward shift. As we can see in the image, it is situated somewhere near Punjab and Indian northern plains during the July period, whereas during the January, it has undergone southward shift from the equator. Next is the trade winds. So trade winds are continuously flowing air from the high pressure region of the uh, uh, high pressure region of the horse latitude towards the low pressure region of the equator. So there are two types of trade winds. First is the northeasterly trade winds and second is the southeasterly trade winds. So northeasterly trade winds blows in the northern hemisphere and it has a northeastern direction, whereas the southeasterly trade winds blows in the southern hemisphere and has a southeastern direction. So now let's talk about the Indian monsoon. So during the summer season, during the month of April and May, the sun shines directly over the Tropic of Cancer, which results in the formation of low pressure region in the land and high pressure region develops in the sea, which results in the shifting of the ITCZ on the land surface, and it typically lies somewhere along 20 and 25-degree north of the equator. As a consequence of that, the trade winds, which used to move from 30 degrees south towards the equator, crosses the equator and move towards this low pressure region. While it moves towards the land, it picks up lots of moisture from the oceanic surface and it dumps all the moisture on the land, which results in the huge amount of rainfall that we see during the rainy season in India and neighboring countries. Now let's talk about the onset of monsoon. So monsoon sets in India somewhere around 1st of June by reaching Kerala, and then it undergoes northward shift. By the 10th to 13th of June, it reaches Kolkata and covers most of the northern India. By the mid-July, it covers most of the Indian subcontinent. Now there are two branches of the Indian monsoon. First is the Arabian branch and second is the Bay of Bengal branch. So Arabian branch strikes Western Ghats and it moves parallel to the Aravallis. As a consequence of that, it results in the rainfall in the Western Ghats and the coastal plains. Also, the Western Ghat stops the migration of the monsoonal winds towards the west. Thus, it results in the less amount of rainfall in the Deccan. Also, the Thar Desert, which lies north of the Aravallis, receives much lesser rainfall than the other region because it lies in the rain shadow of the Aravalli. Second is the Bay of Bengal branch. So Bay of Bengal branch moves parallel to the Eastern Ghats, which causes rainfall along the coastal plains. It strikes the coast of Myanmar and is deflected towards the Indian mainland by the Arakan Hills, which is present in the Myanmar. One of the branches of the Bay of Bengal moves towards the northern plains, causing the rainfall in the interior of the country, and it meets with the Arabian branch. Other branch moves towards the northeastern states, causing rainfall in the states of northeast like Assam and others. So as we can see in this image, there's huge variation in the precipitation pattern in India. As we have talked earlier, the Western Ghats blocks the monsoon winds for this western migration, causing much lesser rainfall in the Deccan. A similar case is observed in the Thar Desert, which lies in the rain shadow of Aravallis, and in the northeast, which has the direct impact of the Bay of Bengal branch, receive a huge amount of rainfall in the 200 to 400 centimeter. As we move from the towards the interior of the country, we can see that precipitation generally decreases. It is much higher on the coastal side, whereas it is much lesser towards the interior of the country. So there is another branch of monsoon which is called the northeastern monsoon. It is also called the retreating monsoon. So during the winter month, low pressure trough ITCZ shifts towards the south of the equator. So the southwestern monsoon becomes weak and it is marked by the clear sky and warmer temperature. And this period is also known as October's heat. Northeast trade wind starts moving towards the low pressure region trough in the Indian Ocean. As it moves, it picks up lots of moisture from the Bay of Bengal and results in the rainfall in the states of Tamil Nadu, which is beneficial for the states as it receives much lesser rainfall during the earlier southwestern monsoon. There are other systems of the monsoon. First, we will talk about the Australia. So as we can see this, during the month of April, with April and October, it receives much higher rainfall as compared to the other season, because this is the time where the winds typically moves towards the interior of the country, causing rainfall. Similar is depicted from the precipitation map, where we can usually typically see the variation in the precipitation of the rainfall. Next is in the uh, southwestern United States. So during the summer month, low pressure region develops in the interior of the country, and high pressure region is there in the ocean, causing the moisture laden wind to flow towards the interior of the country from the Pacific Ocean, resulting in the high amount of rainfall in the interior of the country. This is typically represented by this map, where we can see that during this monsoonal months, which extends from June to September and mid of October also, there is huge spike in the precipitation which is received. Next is the Sub-Saharan Africa, where during the month of June and September, the ITCZ undergoes northward shift, which causes the moisture-laden wind from the Atlantic Ocean to move towards the interior of the country. Whereas during the drier season of January to March, it is completely reversed, and we have much lesser rainfall in the previous region. This is typically shown by the rainfall map of the Ghana, where we can see that the monsoonal months have received much higher rainfall than compared to the other times. Okay, so thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you have enjoyed it.